Little Johnny strolls confidently into a pharmacy and asks the pharmacist for a condom. He explains that he's been invited to his girlfriend's house for dinner, and he thinks he might get lucky. The pharmacist smiles and hands him a condom. But before Johnny can leave, he turns back and says, "Better give me another one. Her sister's cute, too." "You never know." The pharmacist raises an eyebrow but hands him a second condom. Then Johnny pauses again and says, "Actually, make it 3. Her mom's kinda hot. And she's the one who invited me to dinner." That evening, Johnny arrives at his girlfriend's house. He sits down at the table, girlfriend on his left, sister on his right, mom across from him. Just as the dad walks in and takes his seat, Johnny bows his head and begins to pray. He prays and prays and prays. 10 minutes go by and he's still praying, head nearly touching the table. The family looks around. Puzzled, his girlfriend leans in and whispers, "I didn't know you were so religious." Without lifting his head, Johnny whispers back, "I didn't know your dad was the pharmacist." A wife came home after a long day of shopping and was shocked to find her husband in bed with a young, beautiful woman. Furious, she turned to leave, but her husband quickly said, "Wait, before you go, please let me explain how this all happened." He continued, "On my way home, I saw this young woman walking along the road, tired and hungry. I offered her a ride. When I found out she hadn't eaten all day, I brought her here and gave her the roast you'd left forgotten in the fridge. Her shoes were falling apart, so I gave her one of your pairs, the ones you didn't want because they were out of fashion. She was shivering, so I let her wear that new sweater I got you for your birthday, the one you never wore because you said the color didn't suit you. Then I noticed her pants were torn, so I gave her a pair of yours that you don't fit into anymore." As she was about to leave, she turned to me and asked, "Is there anything else your wife doesn't use anymore?" And, well, here we are. At the bus stop, a man noticed a large woman waiting beside him. Trying to make conversation, he asked, "When is it due?" The woman glared at him and snapped, "I'm not pregnant, you rude jerk." Completely unfazed, the man replied, "I meant the bus, you bitch." A pervy boss began hitting on their assistant and said, "Let's skip the small talk and get straight to it." The assistant was shocked and angry, but the boss tried to persuade them, saying, "Don't worry, it'll be quick and I'll make it worth your while. I'll drop $1,000 on the floor. By the time you bend down to pick it up, it'll all be over." Unsure what to do, the assistant called their partner and explained the situation. The partner thought for a moment and said, "1,000? Ask for 2,000 and pick it up fast. They won't even have time to take their clothes off." The assistant agreed and decided to go through with it. Half an hour later, the partner called back to ask how it went. The assistant sighed and said, "That motherfucker dropped pennies."